Hello and welcome to the overview of Forest Plan revision for the Lincoln National Forest. It's time for us to update our existing plan, and this new plan will guide our management for the next 10 to 15 years. Some of the existing laws, rules, and regulation that we must adhere to when we are creating this plan include the Endangered Species Act, the Travel Management Rule, and the Clean Water Act, to name but just a few. Plan revision is a 4-year process, with the first year being referred to as the assessment year. In this year, we will look at the best available science, public comments, past and existing conditions, future trends, and more to quickly assess conditions on the forest to determine what needs to change. At the end of this first year, we will produce a detailed assessment document containing all of our findings along with public submitted information. Alongside this full assessment will also be a summary document, much shorter, presenting the items that have been determined which need to change. How something will change will come in years 2 through 4 through an environmental impact statement or an EIS. Year 2 will see the development of our alternatives, which is the how of how something might change. Also in year 2, we will begin to work with the public in a required study of our designated areas. This includes wild and scenic rivers as well as wilderness areas. During this additional study, the public will actively be involved in providing input at many different stages. At the end of year 4, the end of this process, a final EIS will be provided and the forest supervisor will make the decision on the final plan. After implementation, monitoring will take place to test and see the effectiveness of our strategies. The assessment document at the end of the first year will be a lengthy document. Within this document, there are some key terms which need to be understood. There are 3 of them. The first one are 15 areas of interest. The second is ecosystem services. And the third are ecological response units, better known as ERUs. Our 15 areas of interest are how we will be organizing our chapters, along with the data associated with them. They include a number of different things. Obviously, they include 15, including ecosystems, natural processes, at-risk species, where wildlife information will be found. They also include 10 chapters dealing with social, cultural, economic, and other non-natural type of information. Let's go through an example using range or grazing. The vegetation that the livestock grazes on will be found within ecosystems, which is where our vegetation is discussed. The constructed features such as water storage tanks and spring developments will be found within the infrastructure chapter. The business side of the operations will be found in multiple uses and in their economic contributions, and so on. Ecosystem services are simply benefits that we obtain from the forest. They're broken down into 4 major categories: provisioning, cultural, supporting, and finally regulating. Some examples include clean air and water, livestock grazing, and more. Ecological response units are basically vegetation units. They have been compiled from the latest on-the-ground and aerial sources available to us. They combine general vegetation types, structural information, ground cover, soil information, and more. A reminder that by the end of year 1, the assessment will determine what needs to change. How it will change will come in year 2. In March of 2015, we met with interested publics in our very first set of public workshops to give an overview of the plan process and to listen to the expectations that you, the public, have for how we work together. We asked the public for their wishes and suggestions for a number of different things: for what the community expects from the agency or the Forest Service, what the forest expects from the community, what the community expects from the community itself, and what kind of relationships need to exist between the forest and through other agencies. Many things were identified and compiled, and many things will help us in both the immediate, near, and far futures. 3 overriding themes, however, were found to be immediately apparent, and we have taken action on these already. The very first is the need for the Forest Service to be transparent in all of its workings. The second is to show that the public and their comments that they have taken time to provide have been heard and what the Forest Service has done with these comments. And finally is to get the information out. And getting information out includes prior to public workshops so that the public has an opportunity to prepare, as well as getting information out after public workshops or after particular time frames in a timely manner. We've acted on a few items already in the attempt to be as transparent as possible. On the website, you can find some of the original forms submitted by the public. We have also provided the beginnings of compiling the data. The analysis of the data will be presented within the assessment at the end of our first year. We've also begun to create a newsletter to try to keep you informed as to when things are occurring, defining terms, helping you understand, and giving you helpful links to continue to be involved. In November of 2015, we held our second public set of workshops, and in that we asked the public specifically, what is your concern? What were the past and present conditions, possibly future trends if you had any information on that, as well as what suggestions do you have to give us associated with these. We categorize these based on our general resource areas as well as our 15 areas of interest. You can find the compilation of the condition information on the web. You'll see it's been grouped by area of interest, total number of comments per each area. We've also determined that there have been like themes within each chapter, and these themes have been grouped into what are referred to as issues. Those have also been compiled, and you can see on this form the total condition. Also available on the web is a breakdown by our 15 areas of interest of 3 basic things. The survey number, which is how we are tracking the information, and it is simply just a unique number for every form submitted. The existing concern that the public or the person has provided us, as well as suggestions that they may have given to us. What we want to make sure is that your voice is heard. That is the most important thing of all. So please check our website, call us if you have any questions, and check to see that your particular concern and suggestion has been heard. As we said before, our website, www.fs.usda.gov/go-to/Lincoln National Forest Plan, contains a number of pieces of information. We've referred to a number of them that are already out there that you will find on our documents page. Thank you for your time.